Hi everyone, welcome back to this lecture. In this lecture, we will learn what is cloud computing and what are the benefits of cloud computing, how does cloud computing works, and what are the different types of cloud computing services available. So in simpler terms, cloud computing allows you to rent or lease instead of buying your IT resources rather than investing and purchasing everything by the organization, which incurs huge costs or investments for startup companies or companies who are going to invest on this. So those include IT resources such as databases, servers, software, hardware, networking, and the team to manage these resources. These all like incur very expenses if you want to set up a hardware or infrastructure on your own. So this cloud computing helps you to lower your expenses and benefits. A lot of benefits we have using the cloud computing. So in this cloud computing, you just need to pay whatever you for the time, whatever you use these resources, or you just pay whatever like a fixed monthly payment, or pay for usable if you use for 1 day, you can pay only for 1 day. So this is what cloud computing. So in to get better understanding, we can see our daily life activities, like where we use this concept, cloud computing. So it's nothing but, if you see, we daily use electricity, right? So we don't produce electricity. Some other organization or vendor produces the electricity, and they'll supply the power to us. So we will pay whatever the usage we do for the electricity which we used. So these same kind of examples we can take it as like mobile connection. We Some vendor builds the cell towers and do the connectivity and everything, and we will use the mobile communication, mobile devices to for our data or internet or phone calls, and we'll pay only for whatever we use. This is nothing but cloud computing. So this is the overview diagram of how cloud computing looks like. The vendors who the market vendor, the vendors in the market now are Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Oracle. These vendors will own the infrastructure part, like servers, operating system, software, databases, applications, data storage devices. So these all are owned, invested, and owned by the vendors, and they will maintain this licensing, and they will maintain this management of these resources, and uh, they will take care of all these hardware and software infrastructure. And the end user, that is a customer, when they want, right, they will make an agreement with this vendor, like how much time they want to use, and how much storage they need, how much storage the customer needs, and how many servers the customer needs, and what type of network they want. And networks, in the sense, we have another private network, public network, and again we have some other networks like network gateways and routers, and these all the things they will discuss with the vendors, and they will take they will upon an agreement, they will have an agreement like what are the charges for monthly or rent, and they will, once the charges are they'll pay very low, the customers will be paying very less price comparing to the on-premise model, which we discussed in our previous lecture. So how does cloud computing works? So cloud computing works like the cloud vendor purchases and sets up the infrastructure part, like server, storage devices, network, and databases, applications, and all. So what the customer does is they will take a lease or rent these resources from the cloud vendors such as Microsoft, AWS, Oracle, and IBM, etc. We have a lot of vendors in the market, but mainly the major portion of the market is occupied by Microsoft, AWS, Oracle, IBM, Google, these companies. So yeah. Once you move to the cloud computing, you can access these resources from anywhere from the world. So just pay for whatever the resources you use and how much time you use. That's it. Once you move to the cloud computing, you just don't need to sit in your data center or You sit in your office or do anything, no dependencies at all. You can even roam, you can even go to any place of the world, and you can just open the cloud console, and you just download your key and you just log into the machine from any part of the world. So this is how cloud computing works. So what are the responsibilities and responsibilities of the cloud vendors? So cloud vendors responsibilities are, they purchase the hardware, they purchase the software, they purchase the infrastructure, and they will take care of software upgradation or software installation, software maintenance, like patching, deploying, and adding or removing hardware, software, any extra like upgrades or licensing of the software, etc. These all things are maintained by vendor. So next, coming to the benefits of the cloud. Benefits of the cloud in the sense, like these are the benefits of the cloud. So provisioning, how provision helps with cloud computing. In when you use the resources on the cloud computing, the installation of any server or hardware or provisioning of any software or database will not take more than an hour or 2 hours. But in real time, in on-premise model, when if you want to set up a server, you have to you purchase the server, you have to purchase the hardware, you have to purchase the operating system licensing, and you have to maintain a team to take care of these installations and all. These may take even if you move on like a fast track order, it will take a minimum of 2 to 3 days in on-premise model, and it may take more than that in on-premise model. But in cloud computing, you can provision a server, or you can provision a database, or you can provision an application in maximum of 2 to 3 to 4 hours. So this helps, like cloud computing is much provisioning of resources in cloud computing is much faster than the on-premise model. So if you want to take it like create a test environment for some testing kind of application, it can you can provision this infrastructure test environment in 2 or 3 hours maximum on cloud computing. Whereas in on-premise model, it will take much time than this cloud computing. Scalability. Next, scalability, scale up or scale out on demand when your business grows or reduces. If you, whenever the business requirements needs, like if business grows, we may need to expand our business infrastructure to other parts of the world. And if the business goes down, we may need to scale out some resources which are not required to reduce the expenses. So in this case, right, it's a button click from cloud computing. So it's a button click of activity. So whenever if you want to add a new hardware, you just you just give the few inputs and you just click a button, it will be done for you from the cloud computing. But in case of on-premise model, it's you have to do a lot of manual work and lot of planning, lot of gathering, resource gathering, and lot of activities involved in case of on-premise model. And resource release. So resource release in the sense, whenever you don't want to hold any resources which are not in use much. So in cloud computing, it's just simple, that as simple as it is, like you click on a terminate button in the cloud computing. So when you go to the like if suppose in for example, if you want to decommission a server, so in on-premise model, you have to like uninstall all the softwares, all the softwares on those operating system, and we have to uninstall we have to decommission the server. It's a very big process, a lot of activities involved in it. So but in cloud computing, you just go to navigate to that resource page, and you just click on terminate button, which will take care of everything for you. So it's very faster and easy in the cloud computing. So coming to capex, capex in the sense, capital expenses. So the expenditure amount required to set up a to set up an infrastructure on cloud computing is very less, and compared to the on-premise model, because here you are not even owning the infrastructure. So in on-premise model, you have to own the infrastructure, you have to take care of the installation, configuration, and all these activities. So the capital expenditure is very less when you move your resources to the cloud computing. And even the startups or small organizations which are who are going to start their business can benefit using cloud computing, because the whole infrastructure and all is going to be maintained by vendor. The only the startups or any other companies which are going which are looking to lower their infrastructure cost can move to the cloud computing. Next is operational expenses, OPEX. We call it as OPEX, that is operational expenses. When you move to the cloud computing, you don't need to maintain the infrastructure part, and you don't need to take care of the patchings, upgrades, and software installation. So you can reduce your operational costs because you go only as a pay as you go model. So you will pay the resources only whatever you have consumed or you have used. Availability next availability in the sense as it is a cloud computing and you have a lot of availability and you can access these resources from any part of the globe. So yeah, next is skill requirements. So as it is a cloud console, you will be getting a cloud console, and most of the things on the cloud computing are automated. You don't require much skill much skill to set up this or to build to provision these infrastructure or to manage these resources. So suppose if you want to provision a server from the cloud console, you just need to click a button, like you need to enter few parameters like what is the storage you want, what type of operating system you want, and what type of database machine like server machine you need. That's it, and you enter these details and you just click a create button, which will provision the entire hardware, software, and all these for you in an hour or 2 hours. So that doesn't require much skill when you manage these resources from the cloud computing. Accessibility, as these resources can be accessible by using a web cloud console, so you can access these resources or manage these resources from any part of the globe. Yeah, these are the benefits of the cloud computing: provisioning, scalability, resource release, the capital expenses, operational expenses, availability, and skill requirement, and accessibility. So now coming to the types of cloud computing. So what are the different types of cloud computing available in the market? That is, those are public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. Let's see what is public cloud. In public cloud, the entire computing infrastructure is located on the premise of the cloud vendor. Means the infrastructure, which is the servers, hardware, storage, and all will be available, present or installed on the cloud vendors place. So like suppose if we are using Amazon as a cloud vendor, the Amazon owns its own data center, and they will install all the hardware, software, and in their data center. And they will once they install and do all the configuration and installations, they will give us the service. So using the service, right, we will access these resources from our remote location. This is called public cloud. In public cloud, the one single server can be shared with multiple tenants in the sense customers. So multiple customers can share the same cloud resources, such as like servers, storage, and all. So this is the cloud. This public cloud is benefitable for the customers who want to reduce their costs, and who want to share their resources with the other customers and reduce their costs. Suppose if you are owning a server which you can't afford, if you can share this server with other customer also, then the expenditure is divided into two, and you will be benefited by sharing those resources and lower your expenditure costs. Next, coming to the private cloud. Private cloud is used exclusively by one organization. It can be hosted at the organization's location or at the cloud provider's data center. Private cloud provides the highest level of security and control. So when coming to the private cloud, the infrastructure and the hardware, the software, all these are done at the customer's data center or customer's location. This provides high level of security because the hard infrastructure and all are at the customer location, so they can provide some security. Like they are aware like what's happening inside their data center, what's happening inside their server. So these private clouds are benefited for most of the banking sector companies will be taking opting for the private cloud because they need high security of their infrastructure, and they will be having a lot of policies, governance policies. So they need a lot of security and control, so they will be opting for private cloud. So So now coming to the hybrid cloud. So what is mean by hybrid cloud? Hybrid cloud name suggests that it's a combination of public and private clouds. So what is the combination? In the sense, there are some business application, critical applications on their servers for more security and control, and store their secondary applications on the cloud providers location. So every organization, some of the organizations will have some business critical applications and some non-business critical applications. So what they do is, they what are the business critical or mission critical applications, they will host their services on the private cloud. And what are the least priority, or some training databases or some testing databases, some these kind of lower environment resources, right? They will host it to the public pro. They use a combination of both this public and private clouds based upon their requirement. This is nothing but hybrid cloud. So this is the overview of what is the cloud computing, and what is how does this work, cloud computing works, and benefits of the cloud computing, and types of different types of cloud computing models. So thank you for watching. We'll meet in the next lecture.